guys, welcome to Home and Lifestyle by Team Arce. My name is Riza, I'm a mother of three, and I'm passionate about improving myself and the space that I am in. For today's video, I want to focus on 5 tips to a more organized home. Since the pandemic, I have been trying to improve our home. I've been doing research on home organization and cleaning tips. And with all the research that I have done, I summarized it into 5 important tips to a more organized home. So let's start with tip number 1. Learn to let go. It's not just about home organization, but we can also compare it to our life, to our relationships. It's all actually connected to each other. Um, this may apply to a person, when you open your closet and you look at your closet that's full of clothes, and then you think to yourself, what should I wear? Or I don't have anything to wear. You know that your closet is full, but you don't know what to wear. Are there items there in your closet that has been sitting there for years and you haven't really worn them, or you don't really know when to wear them? I can relate to that, guys, because I used to be a hoarder. So if every time I feel like I like something, even though I don't know when to wear it, what to do with it, it's not just about clothes. It's also about the things in the kitchen. Maybe something pretty, something nice to look at when something is on sale, and then you just go there and buy something without thinking when to use them. And then after a few years, a few months, you look at them and think, when should I use these items? If you are in a journey to home organization, just like me, you can start to let go of those things that you haven't really used for the past months or years, depending on what item that is. Um, if you have that attitude of just in case I need it, I'm gonna buy it kind of attitude, you have a tendency to collect items that you will not really be using. So it could be clothes that you have bought many years ago that you don't really know when to wear them, just because they're on sale you buy them. Or it could be some kitchen utensils, or it could be anything. It could even just be paper, it could even just be pens and notebooks that you don't really know when to use them, and they just pile up, and after some time you realize you don't know when to use them. So if you have that personality, we don't judge here because I also have that personality, but if your goal is home organization and clearing, we know that if we Marie Kondo it's really just about clutter. When we say letting go of things, you can either discard them and give it away. You can sell, because there are also, you don't really have to give them away if they are expensive. You can sell them. There's a lot of barters going on nowadays in the social media. So depending on how useful it is, how expensive those things are, you can either discard them, sell them, or give them away. Now let's move on to our second tip to a more organized home. Everything deserves a place to belong. So I find it funny because just like people, we always want to belong somewhere. Our things also in the house, it has to belong somewhere. So I'll give an example. Okay, let's say for example, our utensils, our kitchen materials, of course, they belong to the kitchen. Our condiments, I have condiments right here. So our condiments, they belong there. So you have to put it there. You arrange them, the salt, the pepper, it should be in one specific place, and it should not be just scattered everywhere. And that's, one thing that we need to learn. We have to put a place for each item in the house. Something, the mugs belong to a place, the condiments belong to a place. One thing that is commonly misplaced in the house is the cleaning materials, I'd say. So the broom, the mop, I also experienced that, like a mop is just put in the corner, and then just leave it there, and then the other cleaning materials is in another place. The rags, different cleaning materials are just everywhere. And one thing that I learned, and I'm still working on it right now, is to find a place in your house where you can keep all the cleaning materials, and then you label it. Like this area, for example, I'm right now, I cannot show you because it's not done, but right now what I did is I designated the place out at the back of our refrigerator, and I'm gonna put an area there where I can put all my cleaning materials. So when I say cleaning materials, the broom, the mop, the rags, the liquid cleaning materials, the detergent, and all the other cleaning materials, the toilet bowl cleaner, and everything. So I put it in one place. Once I'm done, I'm gonna show it to you later on, but I will put a designated place for that. So everything belongs somewhere. So the third tip to a more organized home is to put things back to its rightful place. So, in our Filipino language, you can say, ibalik mo siya sa kanyang pinanggalingan. It belongs there, you have to put it back. So what does it mean? For example, a lot of people are working at home right now, so you have a specific desk in your house or a room where you have your table, your laptop, your whatever you need for working at home. And when you're working at home, especially those that work at night, you will normally bring food there in our desk. We have our food, we have our tumbler, we have our mug, and then other items while we are working. And if you think that is where it should belong, then that's good. But we know that the mugs that we have used, I don't have a mug, but the mugs that we have used when you have some coffee, when you get out of the room and you're done drinking coffee, you have to make it a habit to put it back to the kitchen or the sink because it's already used and because that does not belong there. So let's say, for example, the mug does not belong to your bedroom. It was just a renter for a few hours or a few minutes. But once it's done, it doesn't have the right to stay there anymore. So bring it back to the kitchen where it belongs to. All right, so that's one thing. I can't think of any other example, but that third tip tells you that, things that you have used somewhere in another part of the house that does not belong there should be back. Oh, I can think of something else. You're trying to put on some clothes, try on some clothes, and you went to the probably you went down because you want to ramp around and see if it fits you, and then after that you realize I don't like it, so you put it back on the bed, and then you get another one from your closet and try it on and then put it back, and then you want to go out, and after choosing the right clothes to wear, you go out and then you forgot about the clothes on your bed. And again, those clothes does not belong to your bed, it belongs to your closet. So right after you use it, put it back. So it may be a hard habit to break for some people, but if you are in the journey of home organization, you will keep it in mind and try to build that habit of returning the items that you got from another area of your house to the other because you did something, and just make sure you return it to its rightful place. Number 4 is everything needs a breathing room. Di ba, parang just like our relationships, you want to breathe, you don't want to be pushed so hard and kept in that's very dramatic and that's very hugot already, but I'll give an example for that. For example, your laundry has been piled up there and there are 3 laundry baskets already and you don't feel like washing yet because you're so tired. That's actually against your home organization idea if you are in that journey. So make sure you have a schedule to clean them, because clothes, guys, they also feel tired of being together. The dirty clothes, if you put them together and it's dirty, they also get tired of each other because they don't smell good. So they need to be cleaned. We need to empty that laundry basket, so at least we give them that breathing room, because these dirty clothes also get tired, the laundry also gets tired. So you have to make sure you clean them according to schedule so that they don't really get piled up until you get tired of looking at them anymore and you don't want to touch them anymore. Same goes with our dishes. It one of the things that we can say is the home is not organized if the dishes are not properly cleaned and scheduled. So if you're so busy, and if you're rich, you have a dishwasher, but if you're not, you have to wash it, because you cannot just wait for them to explode right there on your sink. So that's really one thing that we need to make sure we clean all the time, so that our plates and our dishes, will have a time to breathe. They need a breathing room, so they need to be clean, so it's more organized. Now let's move on to tip number 5. Optimize your space and keep going. What does it mean? Guys, whoever said that getting a house is an investment must be selling real estate. Just my opinion, because the truth is, if you have a house, it's actually an expense. It can only become an investment if you are buying and selling your house at a much higher price, right? You're earning, because investment means you're earning, and getting a house is an expense for me. That's just my opinion. If you have a house, it's really expensive because you have to spend a lot. What do you mean? For example, last year you painted, it's just like our house, we painted it, and then after a few months it's dirty again, and then we will repaint again. And for example, the kitchen, the what is this? The cabinets in the kitchen, they look good when they're very new, but after some time, after a few years, they look dirty and wet, and you have to clean them and we have to replace them, so it's another expense. And we keep on spending. If you want to improve your space, you actually need to keep on spending. But there are different ways to spend less. We don't really have to spend a lot. Let's just like, for example, if you have to pay for a painter to paint your house, compared to you paint it yourself, it's much cheaper. You just buy one gallon of paint, and then you can paint your house, so you don't have to pay someone else. But that's the thing, you need to optimize your house, and you need to make sure that every corner is useful and clean, and the energy of the house actually flows freely, and it's not cluttered everywhere. So we have to make sure it's always like that, and we have to keep going. We don't stop. So if you see that the sink has some problem, before it gets bigger, you fix it. If you see that the doorknob is already broken, you change it before it becomes a bigger problem. And each space in your house is a value, and each space in your house is a reason why it's there, and we have to make sure we keep that energy going by making sure it's clean, by making sure it's organized, and by making sure we can replace broken parts of our house before it gets bigger. Those are my 5 tips to a more organized home. There are other tips that I can share, but this is really general according to the things that I also have learned. So kudos to everyone who's trying home organization, guys. And me, I'm also just starting. We'll keep going, and hopefully we can get there to our main goal soon. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and click that notification bell. Bye bye. See you in my next video.